Now that we have all of our tables created, let's go and create the models. We can close out of these files, and in our app directory right here, our app folder, if you click it and go down the directory, you'll see that we have a models folder here and have a user model created in here. And this is what was created for us via devise. Now we want to add a few more models. So create a new file, class story active record base end. Name it story RB. Now this is very important. Rails is very opinionated in how you name these files. So don't name it stories RB because that's not going to work. You want to name it for sure story.rb. So all of your models will always be singular. And then your controllers, which we'll get to later, will be plural. Now let's create the rest of our models. So we'll have a class comment model, the record. Comment RB. New file here of class category active record base. Alright, good. So in our story RB, we can say it belongs to a category, has many, and actually let's do user first. User has many comments. So let me explain this here in a little bit more detail here. So we're saying that a story has or belongs to a category, so it can only ever have one category associated to it. And same with belongs to a user. A story could only belong to one user. Now a user can have many stories, but that one story will only ever have one user. So you can imagine here when it has many comments, a story can have many comments, but a comment will only ever belong to one story. So this is here, what we're doing is creating all of our associations. So in our comment RB here, so it belongs to user, belongs to story. So a comment can only ever have one user, but a user can have many comments. Same with stories here. Now if we go into our category, say has many stories. So a category can have many stories. And if you remember in our story here, our story belongs to a category. Alright, so we've created our associations. Oh, in our user. So we haven't done our user just yet. So let's say user has many stories, has many comments, and validates. Actually, we don't need to do any validations, at least not yet. So it has many stories, and a user has many stories, and a user has many comments. And just going back to our story, you'll see that it belongs to a user. So it's very important that you are copying what I'm doing here to the T, because you don't want to say story has many users and then on the user model has many a user has many stories. That'll create conflicting associations, and that won't work, and I'm not even sure if the Rails server will start, and if it does, I'm not sure you'll even be able to navigate throughout the application. So you'll want to make sure that you are copying these associations correctly. or perfectly, just how I'm doing it. Alright, so there goes all of our associations. Next up is our controllers.